Is that pigeon picking up on my mic?
I don't hear anything right now.
Oh, okay, there's a pigeon being really loud right outside my window.
So, Resident Evil 6, the best Resident Evil in the entire series.
Yeah, it's got everything.
It's got zombie T Rexes, love triangles, um, A declines.
Characters no one cares about.
Yeah. Characters that can't open doors. Uh, us being able to kill the President of the United States.
Within like the first minute,
Yeah, there was no hesitation. It was just like bam, bam.
just like
we,
straight into it.
yeah, we were just like, oh, what are we doing here? What's going on? I don't understand.
And that was the theme for the whole game. I don't think I've been more confused about a game's plot,
You can say that again. I still don't.
like in a long. I have so many questions. I've forgotten what I didn't understand.
Yeah, it's like
Well, I just sort of gave up after a point, like trying to follow what was happening.
I know it really tells the story really poorly because you got no clue what's going on other than zombies.
None of the characters' motivations really make any sense.
No,
They're
I
all just
mean,
like loose threads to kind of like justify any of them being there.
yeah, I mean the most okay would be Helena,
Yeah,
just because the whole deal of even though it didn't make sense, her motivation is a bit more understandable because she's trying to protect her sister, and she's just there for like the revenge
yeah.
after a while, so that makes sense. But the rest of them, it's just
Then again, it's
like
not exactly clear. Do they ever
no,
explain why Simmons kidnapped her sister? Is
no,
that just to get to the president?
I had to Google it because he explained it so poorly. But
Well, I don't get that. He
apparently,
kidnaps her sister and blackmails her into helping them kill the president, but then they just like do a bioterror attack on the university anyway.
yeah, it's really weird. So what I
What do they
read
need her help with?
was yeah, she was in the CIA or something. I can't remember, but she got kicked out for shooting Deborah's abusive boyfriend.
She's too much of a fucking maverick. Loose cannon. Had to kick her out. Right.
And
Oh
then
yeah, right.
yeah, and
Abusive
then
boyfriend or something.
yeah, and then so she got demoted quotation marks even though it seems like a bit more of a promotion to being the president's secret service
Mm.
security officer whatever. And then the president's gonna go uh public of with Raccoon City and the bioterrorism and all that fun jazz stuff.
Yeah.
And
Because nuking it off the face of the planet wasn't public enough.
no. And then so Simmons didn't like that, so he kidnapped Helena's sister and Helena and was like, "Look, if you don't help me kill the president, I'm gonna kill your sister. Do you want that? Are you gonna betray your country for your sister?" And she's like, "Yeah, I am."
What a hero.
Yeah.
And there were no repercussions for that.
No, there was not. It's just, and
Just,
then
just got
yeah,
away with it.
yeah, and then the story goes she lures the Secret Service away with a false alarm, only to then have regrets and completely change her mind. And she then warns them of the plan and going, "Look, this is just a distraction. Something bad's gonna happen to the president. You need to get to him right now."
Oh yeah, no, like don't believe her. These
I
women.
know it's so dumb because you think their job they would take that seriously, but no, they're just like, eh. They were basically quite
You
literally,
think like if you say,
women.
hey, that someone's going to try and kill the president,
Yeah, they were
and
just
I've
like,
been
oh,
set up and they've kidnapped my sister, that they'd have to at least like look into it.
yeah, they were basically like, oh, it's a day of the month again. It's that month. She's kind of just being hysterical, whatever, and then
Like as far as I was aware, the U.S. government takes terrorism quite seriously.
They're supposed to. But yeah, so they kind of blank her. Then they release that weird virus into the university, and there we go.
Because
Yeah. Even though that's like a really awful plan, all you just have to do is like stab him or
mm,
shoot him or something. You don't need to unleash a bio terrorist type virus in order to kill him. There are other ways to do it that are much simpler
yeah,
and will not lead back to
like, I
you.
think I mentioned this to you before, but why didn't they just shoot him?
Because it's a Resident Evil game and they can't have Resident Evil without zombies. Unless it's Resident
Apparently
Evil
not.
Village.
Are they even zombies at this point? Like, they're fucking talking to you and shooting at you.
Yeah, it's really weird. So that was the whole plot for that.
Yeah. Speaking of virus, let's talk about the virus. What does the C virus actually do?
I still can't believe how poorly that's aged. It's just like the C virus that's heading to
Yeah,
China,
this is a
and
good
I'm
time to
just
play
like,
that.
oh no, this did not age well. What have we done?
I like how I joked about that and then they just immediately went, it's the C virus.
I know, and I'm just like, oh no.
But it's okay, it doesn't stand for Corona, it stands for... The fuck is her name? Like Clara or something?
Oh yeah, Clara.
There's a whole nother rabbit hole of why.
Yeah, I at least expected Ada's story to kind of. That was the
Do I have to
last
shoot
hope.
more blue tokens to unlock backlore that explains the plot?
Yes, you do.
Why is half of this game's story, like, locked away behind collectibles? They
Because
seriously think people were going to play this more than once.
the writing is so poor that they decided to add in the collectibles, which was background story, to kind of be
Yeah.
like, see,
Then you give
it
this
is
awesome game
coherent.
replayability.
Look at it, yeah. It's just, uh, I still can't get over how Leon and Helena were looking at those people about to die, and they're just like, wait for it, wait. It's
I
like a
think they do that,
full
like,
like
twice as well.
5 minutes, and then they die, and it's just like, oh, it's too late now. We can't save them. I'm just like, come on.
I swear they, like, do that again later in, like, the church.
I'm pretty sure
Where,
they
like,
do.
that pus monster thing walks out and they kind of just watch it, like, kill at least 3 people before doing anything.
Oh yeah. I'm convinced they're just cursed because wherever they went, survivors that were doing fine died.
Yeah, they're cursed with being Resident Evil protagonists.
Yeah. I mean, if Helena didn't agree to help assassinate the president, those people in the campus would have survived. If we didn't go to the church, those people and messed around and opened that trap door, those people in the church would have survived.
Yeah.
The
Oh, right,
people,
yeah, I forgot about that. It comes out of the trap door when you open it, doesn't it?
yeah, they were completely
We
fine.
100% killed all those people.
Yeah, we did because that thing was
Good
like
job, Leon.
underground. Yeah, and these people camping out in the church, they were fine
I
until
mean, to be
we.
fair, if they're like going to a church where there's like you literally walk through a door and there's a bunch of statues that shoot you with crossbows,
Yeah, that would be
like
a
they probably
bit
deserve to die. That
concerning.
seems like some cult shit.
Yeah, it does. It's just like I still
Something
want to
was
know.
definitely not right with that church.
I still want to know what priest is kind of like matrixing around those crossbows just to
Like, how do you cover that up?
get
Don't you
to a
have like?
meeting.
Has there never been like a choir boy who's just walked in there and just got like pegged in the face?
Yeah.
Like, has no one ever just walked in there? Like, it wasn't even that hidden.
Maybe it's an initiation test. It's like if
Maybe,
you can
yeah.
survive this, you can be one of us.
Here, my son, dodge all these arrows. Do 6 ninja flips and we'll let you sing in the choir.
Yeah.
Oh, 6!
Shut up,
up.
Johnny.
Get in the crossbow room.
Yeah. This will decide if you're the chosen one. Your parents will understand otherwise.
I like fucking watching him on the camera like Neo. It's
Yeah.
like, he's the one.
Yeah, he's the one. He's the chosen one. And did you notice that, Helene's whole thing is I've got to save my sister, they're going to do an experiment on her, blah, blah,
Which gets
blah.
resolved in like the first hour. Because she's dead.
Yeah, but the thing is, they already did something to her. Like, they took her out to experiment on her quite
What
blatantly.
did they even do to her exactly?
They did some sort of virus in her, kind of like Goo Baby Ada.
Right.
Cause she was like dying, or the virus was taking hold or whatever, and then she went into that cocoon, and then she came out a Goo Baby. With like tentacles and whatnot.
Wait, Helena did that?
No, Deborah.
Oh, Deborah, yeah.
Yeah. No, that's what
Yeah.
I mean. They just like, they straight
Oh,
up.
yeah, no. Yeah, they didn't really need the conspiracy plot, did they? But
Yeah, I mean,
like, she could have just been looking for her sister.
yeah. It's just. They were never gonna be like, yeah, we'll give you your sister back. So they blatantly just ripped her away from Helena and they went straight to that cloning place. There was no hesitation.
Yeah.
I guess that might have been the plan though, just like Helena finds
Why
her
are they
sister
cloning her
and
either?
then gets
Like, they only
killed.
needed her for leverage.
What was it?
Why did they even bother cloning her? Like,
Yeah,
they only
Ada.
needed her for leverage. No, like, Helena's
Oh, I
sister,
don't
but
think
they
they
only needed her
actually
for
cloned
leverage
her.
against Helena. Why,
Yeah, they
why
did.
put
I
her in the
don't.
pod at all? Why not just shoot her?
Yeah, I
Why does no
know.
one just shoot people in this fucking universe?
Because they are all,
So much easier.
they like the spotlight. They like to be what's the word? Just
Evil.
yeah, like
Just ambiguously evil.
yeah. They have to be like obvious and creative and kind of like they're on stage. Otherwise, what's the point?
Yeah, well, she was a named character, so they had to turn into a zombie.
Yeah.
Because apparently the C virus turns everyone into a different kind of zombie. I don't get why, like, the mutations are so fucking wild. Like, the
It's
C virus might as well just
confusing.
be magic. Like, there's no consistency into how it infects people.
No, there's like some of them turn into like those lizards that shoot acid at people.
Yeah, some are
Some of
like dudes
them,
with guns.
yeah, some of them are like
Piers gets a big, like, arm cannon thing for some reason
enchiladas.
that no one else has.
Yeah. And then you got,
Ada's just perfectly normal.
yeah. Then you got Harpy Tentacle Lady.
And
And
even when Ada clone transforms, it's like some weird goo thing you never ever see.
yeah, it's not even anything. It's just like cold porridge looking
Some people
type
turn
thing.
into like massive giants.
Yeah, you got the flying insects
Simmons
and
turns into a dog
and
and a
a
T-Rex and a fly.
T-Rex
For
and a
some reason, he's the
fly.
only person who does that.
Yeah.
Why is that not happening to everyone? Why is it specifically Simmons? Like, what are the fucking odds that like the main bad guy happens to get all the powers out of it?
Because it looks cool. Well, it doesn't, but
Also, the plot would have ended like 2 hours in if Ada had just given that dude, a clone Ada, had just given that dude like a bullet instead of a stupid virus dart.
yeah, I mean, at least in Ada's playthrough, it kind of makes sense that she didn't want to kill him as such because she was obsessed with him.
I guess you just wanted to turn him into a 100-foot fly instead because it's so much better. Like,
Yeah, apparently.
it doesn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah, it's confusing because she wanted to turn the world into like a zombie fest too. And
Yeah.
basically, if it had succeeded and he was like how he was, he would have been the king. And she didn't want that. She just wanted to
Yeah, like
destroy
that's what I
him.
mean.
So
Like, how does powering him? Like, she wanted revenge on him, so she made him borderline indestructible. I don't. How is that
great
getting
job,
revenge on
Baby
someone?
Ada. Yeah, that wasn't really thought through.
And
And
like, she must have known that was gonna happen.
yeah, it's weird. And I still laugh at the whole idea that the only reason Simmons even cloned Ada to begin with is because he had a mad crush on her and wanted to her to love him. Like,
Would he also wanted
why?
to revive his wife or something?
I was reading it up, right? Carla's not even his wife.
What?
She was just an
What the fuck
assistant.
is she then?
She was just an assistant protege that
Okay.
they grew a little bit close, but he was only using
So why did he
her.
put her in Ada's body? Was she not hot enough?
I don't understand. I don't know.
It's like, oh, your mind in Ada's body. That's just perfect.
It's so
Maybe she was
weird.
fuck ugly.
I think they
So
kind
it's
of
like
look
if I take the bitch
similar.
out of Ada and put Carla in instead.
Yeah. Only he didn't quite get rid of Ada's personality because she still betrayed him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, why do they?
Shocker.
I'm watching the cutscene here. Why do they burst into flames first before
Don't worry
turning
about
into a cocoon? It's so
that. Some of
weird.
them do. Some of them don't. Again, because of the sea virus is wildly inconsistent and pretty much just does whatever the plot demands of it. Like,
Yeah.
the viruses in Resident Evil have never been, like, particularly clear on what they do up until now, but they've always had, like, some kind of track on it.
Not this time.
No,
It's kind of like Pokemon but with zombies.
pretty much.
And do you expect me to believe everyone's dumb enough to not know the difference between Goo Baby Ada and normal Ada? She's like 1 minute she's in
I
a
mean,
blue
we know
dress,
that, but...
and the next she's dressed up in a red
I mean,
shirt
I'm
within
gonna
seconds
assume
of seeing
that
her.
Ada doesn't just wear red all the time, but yeah, the fact that, like, Chris sees clone Ada and regular Ada, like, 5 seconds apart, it's like...
I still like the idea that Chris
It's
is
not like
just
she could be just
blinded by
wearing that
rage.
under her outfit either, like...
No, it's just like she's
Both of
wearing
them
a
are
dress.
really revealing, so she would have had to, like, have an entire wardrobe change, including
Yeah.
shoes and everything.
Yeah, it's just like use your
In a
brain,
matter of about
Chris.
10 seconds, it's like...
Maybe all the
Chris doesn't
steroids
have a
have rotted
brain.
his brain.
Yeah.
I still like the idea that Chris is so blinded by rage, even if he like stubs his toes, like Ada, it's all your fault. I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah, he's so blinded by rage over his random group of soldiers that you barely know.
Yeah, even that's a bit because Chris has lost people in the past, right? He was in like
Yeah,
teams and stuff,
like,
and
a
he
fair
thought,
few members of the Stars team are dead,
yeah, and he thought that Jill died for
and he
quite a
didn't
while
care.
until
Yeah.
5 and stuff like that. Like he's lost a lot of people, but it just
Maybe
happens to
after he
be
defeated Wesker, he just needed something new to be angry about.
maybe he's just like, oh, I need a new. Maybe that was just it. He wasn't bothered about the people. He was just like, I
Yeah.
need a new enemy because my life holds no meaning
Actually, yeah, let me
anymore.
rephrase that. After he defeated Wesker, the writers needed something for him to be angry about to give him
Yeah.
a reason to be in the story in the first place.
True. Ugh. It's just. Ugh.
I still don't really understand what Jake and Sherry were doing either.
Yeah, as far as I know, Jake, being Wesker's son, held the potential cure for the C virus, was it? Or a virus,
For
anyway.
some reason.
Yeah. And,
Even though Wesker was dead well before the C virus was a thing, as far as I'm aware.
yeah. And then I read the lore afterwards, and apparently it didn't even fully work. It just works before infection.
The whole thing about Jake having antibodies, like, how old is Jake? Is he 20?
20, I think. Yeah, I think he's 20.
Yeah, I mean, that's bullshit in of itself. But, like, for him to be 20, Wesker wasn't infected by that point, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Like, Wesker gets infected around, like... I mean, I don't know, because he just comes back in 5 with superpowers, but he doesn't have that shit in 1. So, I don't think he was infected when he got Jake's mum pregnant. Why does he have immunity to a virus that Wesker wasn't alive to see when he himself wasn't even infected? It makes no fucking sense.
Yeah, I don't get it. I mean, you'd know a bit
It just
more
feels like something
than
they
me on
put in
that.
a box, like, they did
Yeah.
nothing with it as well, like...
Yeah. It's just... It's also confusing. And that time jump, you know, in China, with Jake
Yeah.
and Sherry, it's just... That was
Yeah, that
messy.
one made no... That timeline still doesn't make any sense to me.
No, because... What was it? We didn't find out until Chris and,
Like, you can't just hand
Jill's.
wave 6 months away.
Yeah, it's just... It's weird.
Why didn't you realise there was a time jump?
Yeah, I didn't either until Chris and not Jill's playthrough, and then it was like, wait a minute, there was 6 months difference. They were
Yeah, that
held
was
for
so
6 months, and nobody cared to look for them for six
And then they
months.
just
It's only
walked
now
out.
being
They just
brought up.
waited 6 months and then just left. Like what
Yeah.
even happened that let us escape?
It was
Because
just a
like I didn't really get to
fluke, I
see what
think.
Jake did, but yeah, but like for me, I just woke up in the room and I just kind of walked out.
Oh, for me, I think I just beat some people up. I can't even remember. I think I just beat people up,
Yeah,
and
I
that
think
was
you
it.
beat some people up or something and then opened a door for me and I just walked out. It's like it took you
Yeah,
6 months to do that.
yeah, and Sherry's just like, huh, this is awfully convenient.
Yeah, pretty much. Like
I mean, it's nice
that's
seeing
why I didn't think there
Sherry
was that much of a
again.
time jump.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but just not in such an awful game. Sorry,
Jake's
Sherry.
Jake being Wesker's son is cool, and
Yeah,
seeing Sherry grown up is cool. But there's really no reason for them to be in this story, like at all.
yeah, it's kind of disappointing because Jake and Sherry's was by far my favourite playthrough because it was just
Yeah,
a
it
lot of
was the.
fun.
I think it was the best one because, like, gameplay wise, theirs just seemed to be the most consistent.
Yeah, and I liked the characters.
Yeah, and they had a good character dynamic,
Yeah, they
and
were
I think
genuine.
it helped that they were had the least to do with the main story,
Yeah, that probably did
so it
help
stopped you being
actually.
so fucking stupid all the time.
Yeah, because they were off doing their own thing, and their wires briefly got crossed with everyone, and that was that. They were just doing their own completely different story, unlike all
Yeah,
the others, which were a bit more interconnected.
unlike Ada, whose sole job is to turn up for the worst parts of everyone's story.
Oh, yeah. I mean, for the longest time, I was thinking this isn't as bad as Chris and Jill's playthrough. But,
Yeah, at first.
yeah, at first, but what, we were at the halfway point and it was like, man, this is absolute rubbish.
That felt like it took like 10 hours.
It really did. That's supposed to be the shortest out of all of them, I think.
Like, obviously didn't help because, like, the co-op didn't work.
Oh,
But it was
yeah.
just so thrown together because it was all just, like, reused assets. And,
Yeah, she
like,
didn't.
nothing really got answered in her story.
No.
If anything, it just raised more questions.
It really did. It was just like, wait, that person was a mixture
Yeah.
clone of
One
Clara
thing I
and.
thought I understood
Yeah,
now
it's just
is
more
more complicated and doesn't
questions.
make any sense anymore.
Yeah. Ugh. It was really bad.
It's so obvious this game, like, it wanted to do everything, but it ended up being good at nothing.
Yeah.
Because just every part of the game is half baked, and like the game jumps around from different playstyles like so much. Like first you're
Chris.
running and gunning, and then you've got that melee combat,
Yeah.
and then there's like a driving section, and then you're flying a helicopter, and then you're underwater. And it's just so much shit that like there's no like it never stops to just do something well.
Yeah. I mean, Chris and Piers' playthrough had to be that they it bounced around a lot storytelling wise because I didn't understand what was going on half the time because it was like a mixture of
I
future
mean, honestly, I was so fucking
interactions
bored by that
and
point. It was hard to
past
keep up,
interactions
but
and present interactions and we were
yeah.
just jumping around like that and it was like, okay, are we in the past now? Are we in the present now? Are we in the future? What are we doing? I don't
Yeah, not
know.
only was their story insanely boring, it required you to be paying really close attention to follow whatever was happening,
Yeah,
which is a
but
little much to ask when you're bored stiff.
oh, Piers' and Chris's playthrough was just bad. Ada's was boring and very lazy because, as you
Hades was
said,
boring because we were just redoing all the
yeah,
same shit
exactly.
we'd
It
already
was
done,
lazy
and the
because
co-op didn't work.
she
Yeah,
didn't actually have her own thing. Everyone else
yeah.
had their own stories and anything, but yeah, as you said, Ada's whole deal was just being there at the worst possible
She didn't
time
even have
for
a
all the other
final boss.
characters. No, she didn't. And that
She helped
Clara
fucking
thing,
Leon fight his third to
Clara,
last boss.
yeah. I wouldn't say she counted as a boss because all you had to do was just shoot at her
Yeah, that wasn't even a
a little
boss.
bit.
That was more like
And that was
that
it.
was a set piece. Like,
Yeah, that was an inconvenience at most.
yeah. I mean, I
Uh,
wasn't even here for the second half of it. Just shot me up in the building with a sniper rifle.
yeah, yeah,
I watched the cutscene from a mile away.
Yeah, it was really weird. It kicked you right at the end, so you didn't see the last cutscene either with Jake.
Yeah, I mean to be fair, I didn't get to see the first two either, so
Yeah, that's true. That was so poorly done. And Chris and Piers' playthrough was bad, and it was so bad it was laughable at
yeah, it was even
times.
kind of bad because it was just like boring.
Yeah. I mean, even like the scary moments, in quotation marks, I was just laughing at them. Like the the scorpion guys with the hostages on their backs, and they're just running backwards and forwards, knocking you over
Oh,
and
weren't you
hardly
excited when the
even
invisible
doing
snake appeared and we had
damage.
to, yeah, we had to chase that scorpion around the building?
Yeah, oh, that was just funny. It wasn't even good. It was funny because it was
I
bad.
don't know what the. How did anyone look at that and go, yeah, that looks good?
You could like put in the Harry Hill music and and it complete and it would fit.
Like, who thought it would be a good idea to just like, who thought it would be a good idea to chase around a giant cockroach?
Apparently, these guys.
Really,
uh,
I
it's
feel like
just
this game like got its development time cut or something. It feels so half baked.
yeah. They probably did try to rush it out because there was probably pressure to put out a new Resident Evil,
Yeah,
and they were like,
probably.
"Oh, not a lot of people liked five, so we have to make something a bit
Yeah,
better."
we have to make it worse
Yeah, but it didn't work
in
that
like
way.
every way.
Yeah,
I mean, to be fair, we haven't played five yet. I don't know.
nah,
From what
that's
I've seen,
coming.
it doesn't look half as bad, if
Yeah,
only because it's shorter.
yeah. I'm just looking
That's
forward
the other thing.
to punching a
RE6 is
boulder.
really fucking long.
It is, yeah.
Like, especially for a Resident Evil game. I'm imagine like 4 to 6 hours long.
Yeah, because
With
playing,
some replayability. One playthrough of this took us like 20 hours.
yeah, it was a long time.
And it
Because I
was
think,
boring.
what was it? How long was Leon's again? Was it like 6, 8 hours? Like, if
uh,
you're rushing it?
yeah, I think Leon's was about 6 to 8 hours. Two of them were
Yeah.
like 6 to 8 hours, and two of them were five.
Yeah, I think Chris and
Or even
Piers'
shooting
was
for
supposed
like
to be
five.
5, and Ada's was 5, and Jake and Sherry and Leon and...
No, Jake and Sherry's was five, so it must have been Chris's
Oh,
that was
really? Oh,
the long
okay.
one. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's just, this game could have been okay if they
It
bothered
has like
to...
decent ideas.
Yeah. Like, again, with Jake and Sherry, I think that could have been cool if they actually wrote coherently.
Yeah, I had like a reason to be there. Maybe they were like the only characters,
Yeah, yeah, even then,
and they
I'd be
had like a
fine.
plot.
Yeah, if it was just a Jake and Sherry game and it was, you just played as Jake and Sherry, that
Yeah,
would have been fine, I think.
or like anyone but not Piers
Yeah, yeah.
or Helena, all these nothing characters no one cares about.
Yeah.
Like
Because,
at least Jake has some justification for being in the story, because like fair enough, he's tied to Wesker's son. I don't think introducing three new characters was a good call.
yeah, because Piers and Helena, just, they're nothing characters. They didn't
Yeah,
feel like they had anything to them. Helena's whole deal was, I feel guilty for helping us kill the president, and they killed my sister, now everyone must pay. And that was it.
yeah.
Guilt
I
and
mean, like
revenge.
arguably, like Sherry might as well be a new character as well,
Yeah, true.
because like you only meet her when she's a child, and I haven't played like the original RE2.
Yeah.
But I can't imagine she had much character development in that either, outside of I'm a child who needs help.
Yeah, true.
Like, she's an objective, she's barely even a character, like, they could have made
Yeah.
up anything for her. So, you've essentially got, like, four new characters and three returning, one of them being Chris,
Yeah. And Piers,
who is
he
not
had
charismatic to claim his own story.
yeah, Piers had no personality whatsoever other
Piers
than
is nothing.
looking adoringly at Chris with huge puppy eyes going, "Oh, you're my hero." He's basically not Jill.
Yeah, like,
They
he's
couldn't think
borderline
of
on
a
the level
reason
of
to have
Agent.
Jill in the game, so they just put Piers in it. Yeah, Agent was a better character than Piers and he didn't even speak.
I don't get why they, I guess it was some kind of effort to try and breathe new life into the series or something, because they didn't really seem to understand what people wanted.
Yeah, I suppose. I just didn't do it very well. And with that end cutscene, the one that you didn't get to see,
Oh yeah, let's
it
talk about
seemed
that.
like, yeah, it seemed like they wanted to do a game about Jake.
Probably.
but obviously that hasn't happened.
Yeah, because this game sucks and it bombed.
Yeah, but yeah, it's just I didn't even like Leon in this game, honestly.
He doesn't do anything. He doesn't
No,
have like
it's
the
just
charisma he had in 4. He's not like quipping about bingo and shit the whole way through it. Like, 4's funny because he's just being an asshole the whole time.
that sounds great.
Like, he turns up in like an obviously horny town and he's like, where is everyone? Bingo? And they all come out of the church and start shooting him.
They did not appreciate the joke. It's just that's another problem. None of these characters.
Out of character.
Yeah, I mean, as I say,
Yeah.
Jake and Sherry were probably the best in the way they interacted with each
Yeah,
other.
Jake and Joey were weird because I felt like they actually had like a degree of a personality at least.
Yeah, I actually liked them, but the rest of them and Ada was alright, but even then, she was kind of weird with like talking to
Ada,
herself
like,
out loud
doesn't
and
have,
stuff.
like, a personality. She has a character trait, which is that she's sexy.
Betray everyone. Yeah,
She's
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 sexy and
just
she
the
betrays everyone.
stereotypical, like, sexy femme fatale,
Yeah,
aloof, like, we've seen that character, like, 1,000 fucking times, like,
yeah.
any spy fiction with the sexy spy. She's just sexy spy
She's
lady.
basically she's basically a
She does
stereotypical double
nothing in this
agent
game,
lady. Yeah.
other than just be vague about shit.
Yep. Probably not the best character to have for the last game that's supposed to like
Yeah.
tie everything up. Don't have the lady who's just very vague about everything
I
and does not
think
explain
showing
anything.
it from Ada's perspective is a mistake.
Yeah.
Because in every game Ada's in, she usually just shows up to help, and it's usually mysterious why she's there. And I think explaining why she's there is usually stupider than you want it to be. So you probably
it,
just shouldn't.
it's better if you just leave it be.
Yeah. Also, seeing her rappelling around the map kind of brings into question why everyone isn't just doing that.
Yeah, no, that would
Like, why have
just
I got to
make
fuck
things
about all these
so
keys and
much
medallions
easier.
when Ada can just teleport through the fucking roof?
I love how stereotypically evil Simmons looks as well.
Oh my god.
He's
Oh,
like
suck. That's like the worst villain
stereotypically
writing I've seen in a
Western
while.
evil. Yeah, like he's got the slicked back
Yeah, he doesn't look
hair.
like the cowboy thing. He looks like what? He looks like what, like a Japanese person who's never seen an American thinks an American looks like.
Yeah, he looks like yeah, exactly that. He's even got like that necklace thing too.
Yeah, like who wears that shit? Like, we're not in the Wild West.
He looks like such a stereotypical Wild West kind of evil villain. I'm surprised he didn't start twirling his moustache in this game, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised he didn't have like a big curly moustache.
Yeah. He's just so bad. And it's so awful that his whole thing is Ada spurned my love, now everyone must pay.
Now half
Come
of
on.
China must die for some reason. Why? I don't. Why the fuck were we in China? I never got that.
Alright, Leon and Helena went to China to
Like, I
get
have a theory
Simmons.
as to why it is commercially, but I don't know what the story
Yeah.
justification was.
I know Helena and Leon went there to get Simmons. Sherry and Jake
why
were
was
just.
Simmons there?
I have no idea,
Like, why
honestly.
did Simmons decide to bio-nuke China?
I mean,
why
maybe
China?
it was because of, is it Carla? Cara? I can't even remember her name.
I don't know. Karen.
Karen, okay, we'll call her Karen.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because of Karen, because I know Karen was all, I'm gonna blow up China. So maybe
Why?
she lured him there, but
I
yeah,
don't
it
know,
doesn't make
it's
any
China
sense
at this
why
point, like, yeah,
China
like,
in
no one-
particular.
Well, was it really just so the game would sell better?
Maybe. Maybe it was just like a commercial stunt. It's in China,
Yeah,
so more people will
'cause,
buy
that's
this.
what that. I think it's Transformers 4 does. They just go to China at the end of the movie for no particular reason, just so it like sells better commercially.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird.
But I can't even remember anyone really mentioning why Simmons is in China. A lot of people just seem to know that he's in China as well for some reason.
Yeah, that's
I'm
kind of
guessing that's
weird
where they got their
too.
lab or something, but why would you nuke the place where you have your lab?
Yeah, that seems like a really bad idea.
It feels like everyone was in China for each other, but no one, like, actually came to China. on their own. Maybe they didn't want to shit what they eat if they were going to start throwing bio bombs everywhere.
Yeah.
So like, let's blow up China for no reason. Maybe they're trying to make an army of...
Oh,
I don't
Carla.
know.
Her name's Carla. Yes,
Carla.
apparently all he did, he went to China to confront Carla, who was in China.
Right.
But
And
why
then you
was
cloned
Carla
Ada,
in China?
as you do. I don't know. I guess she was just
Um,
busy working on the coronavirus or something.
yeah. Okay, yeah, apparently he was just driven mad because Ada broke contact with Simmons. And that was it.
Right.
And it says here,
So
I'll paraphrase
the
it.
story is so fucking stupid.
The act provoked Ada to leave his company, breaking off all contact. Ada's actions drove Simmons mad, pushing him over the edge and driving him to do something most unthinkable. Kidnap thousands of women and attempt to create his own Ada, one for his own purposes.
Why?
Like thousands too.
You didn't kidnap thousands of women. Why do you even care about one? Like, that's like dictatorship level of like. Just take like. What's so special about Ada?
Apparently Carla was helping to create the perfect Ada clone. So maybe she just volunteered, I don't know.
What is this fucking Metal Gear? Like,
Oh, it
why are
failed.
we cloning Ada?
Yeah, okay, it says here
Why does this matter?
there was thousands of failures which made him upset.
Hmm.
And apparently Carla had the genetic makeup that would provide the closest result, which is why Simmons,
Cloned Ada.
yeah. We used Carla.
To clone Ada.
Yeah.
But why Ada?
Because he loved
Why
her.
not Carla?
Because he didn't love Carla, he wanted Ada. He wanted the femme fatale.
Did all the other women keep turning into T-Rexes and he's like, fuck, not into this. Is that just like is that what that giant lava pit is for? Is that for throwing all the like the failed clone shit down there because like some of them just turn into like regular zombies and some of them are like 1,000-foot flies and you someone to put them?
That's probably it. That's probably it. They all turn into giant T-Rex dog fly things and he just like...
Oh fuck, I completely forgot. What exactly is the Usternak and why is it chasing after Jake? Remember that?
Yeah, I remember that. I haven't got that far
Remember
yet.
not Mr. X?
Hang on. Hang on.
Yet another fucking strain of Z. Oh, I love someone to like go through RE6 and count up how many different variations there are of like C virus mutations.
Yeah.
Because it's got to be in the double digits, like. And then there's the invisible snake. Was that a dude, or was that just like a snake that happened to be passing through that they just injected as well?
Yeah, maybe. They were just like, hey dude, you have some cool superpowers? And they were like, yeah, that'd be awesome.
And someone's just running down the street injecting random animals, like.
Okay.
You think after RE1 they figured out that maybe injecting the snakes with C virus wasn't a good idea?
Yep, but no, they do not learn.
Why don't you use monkeys or something? Oh no way, just because the eliminators are horrible enemies. They should never be spoken of.
Yeah, we don't talk about the monkeys.
I can't wait for you to play Zero. I need you to
can't
understand
wait
how
either.
infuriating it is fighting
Yeah,
eliminators.
I'm probably gonna play Zero and then... No, I'm probably gonna play 1 first, then 0.
Yeah.
Or should I do it the other way around?
I always like playing chronological order, so it's like, I don't know, do 1 than 0.
Okay.
I think 0 has more to do with 1's story than 1's has to do with 0's, obviously.
Apparently, his name is a Serbian word for revolution.
Awesome. What's he revolutioning?
I don't know, give me a sec. Okay, tell me why. Okay, so he was infected with the C virus.
Right, of course. Despite looking like a
Okay,
Ouroboros
said,
enemy.
and apparently he was really pleased with it. The unnamed individual's own writings stated that he had been born with an incredible frail body and had no qualms about losing his humanity if he gained power. A report filed 5 days later defined the mutant's survival after the first 24 hours as substantial progress, considering the deaths of the earlier 322 candidates. You're probably right. That's probably why they had the lava pit, just to like push
Yeah,
the
like
subjects that have
because like
failed into it.
it's so like wild. Like they can't possibly know what's gonna happen when they infect someone.
No, it's,
There's anything from like a dumb person with like a torn up face to a fucking T-Rex
yeah,
to like an Usternak with the attached a minigun to for some reason. I don't know. What is it with like the creating a super mutant? They're like, you know what? Solve this. We put a minigun on his arm. That I'm sure that
well, I
nothing could
just
possibly go
read.
wrong with that plan.
Apparently, he had an accident where his arm was ripped off during the mutation progress, and it never grew back. So that's why he got a
So they
weapon
gave
on his
him a
arm.
minigun instead
Yeah, they were just like, "Oh, sorry about
because
your
they all
arm,
wanted to
dude,
die.
but here you go, have a minigun instead. I know you might be kind of unstable with this C virus, but don't kill us because we're giving you a minigun."
I mean, like, in RE3 they give Nemesis a rocket launcher, but you know they seem to have a degree of control over Nemesis.
Yeah.
I feel like Usternak kind of just got pushed out the door with a minigun clipped to
Yeah.
his arm
She's
and a
like,
weird
make us
claw thing.
proud.
Why did they make that weird claw thing?
I don't know about that.
Like, it's so weird. He looks like an RE5 enemy, and he's designed like an RE5 enemy where they're like made out of like scrap and stuff.
Oh no, it gets
But this dude was
worse.
made in a lab, wasn't he?
It gets worse.
Right.
He had a crush on Carla.
Oh, for fuck's who cares?
He viewed her as a goddess for giving him the power he desired.
I don't even care about
And
that. I want to know why he's got like fucking
she was the
Inspector
only
Gadget
one.
powers.
She was the only one who would listen to. And notes from another Neo Umbrella member stated that their interactions resembled that of a mother and her child. So mutated Norman Bates and his mother.
Sick.
So I guess it was Carla who wanted Jake and Sherry to be captured if it only listened to her.
I
That's
guess.
weird.
Why?
Hang on. Okay, Carla
I
was
feel
the
like
one
every time
that...
we learn something about the plot, I just go, but why?
Okay, so apparently Carla was the one that was like, he needs a claw arm. He needs a claw arm to capture
course.
people with. So, alright, thanks, Carla.
rustic as shit because he's got to be spooky. Fuck making it like high tech or anything, or like when he was mutating and he lost his arm, did he like fall into like a claw machine?
Yeah.
It mutated with him.
Alright, so apparently Carla only wanted them for the research facility, and that's why he was originally after them, and then the second time around he was just going to kill them.
Oh. Cool. Well, I'm glad we learned that deep lore by sifting through the text, because we couldn't possibly just learn that in-game. That would have taken like 3 seconds to explain.
I don't know, now I just feel even worse after reading all that, the fact that this thing...
The more we learn about the story of this game, the more
it gets
I hate
worse, the more I hate it,
it.
yeah.
It just raises more questions.
So, alright, so now there's this weird love rectangle. This Usternak loved Carla. Carla loved Simmons loved Ada. Leon loved Ada, and
Leon.
Ada only loves herself. Oh, Ada loves Leon.
Leon loves Ada. Everyone
Helena
loves
loves
Ada.
Helena loves Leon.
No one loves Milhouse.
And Jake thinks Chris likes Sherry.
Yeah, but Jake loves Sherry, but Sherry likes Jake.
Yeah.
But she also likes Leon.
And she also likes Ada because, you
She
know.
also likes Claire.
Yeah, it's just so horrible.
Helena loves her sister and has no other input.
No.
Piers loves Chris.
Oh yeah, Piers loves Chris. Chris does not love Piers until he died.
It's kind of baffling to me, like, how much Carla seems to be the one tying the story together. but
Yeah.
she's like mentioned offhandedly once in Ada's story.
Yeah.
Arguably like the most useless story.
Yep. It's just this is horrible because the more I read, the less certain I am of everything. It's just it
It just
gets worse.
everything just raises more questions because nobody's
Yeah.
motivations make any sense other than the
No.
fact that they just need to be in the game.
Ugh. This is just a horrible game writing wise. Just it's awful.
Do you think that does it for the story? Can we talk about how fucking terrible the gameplay is now?
Yeah. It's gonna end up being like 2 videos.
Yeah. No, I'll just make it like an hour long. It's fine.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure we've done an hour already.
Probably. I don't know. I mean, there's not really much to say about the gameplay, really. It's just,
It's odd in certain places, a bit
yeah,
clunky, but apart from that, it's just
it's just,
plain.
it's not good. Like, there's nothing wrong
No,
with it. It's just nothing about it is good.
no. Sometimes the camera angles are pretty
Yeah, as
iffy.
long as the camera's bad.
Oh, and then Nemesis Junior glitched out that one time, so we had to restart that
Oh
bit
yeah,
again. And then it
I
almost glitched
love
out the
the
second
inventory
time.
system.
Oh yeah,
The Tic
so
Tacs.
great. Yeah, the Tic Tacs. Have a Tic Tac. That has more meaning now.
I think about they
Have
tried
a
to like
break. Have
reinvent
a
the health
Tic Tac.
system is the only Resident Evil game I know that does that.
Yeah, yeah. It's odd.
Like, it's such a weird way of doing it.
Like, it was hard to get used to just because I'd just finished playing Resident Evil 2.
Yeah, like every other Resident Evil game, like I'm pretty sure even 5 has just like the standard mixing of herbs. Like,
Oh, it's
I
so
don't know why the fuck they need
annoying.
to try and reinvent the wheel.
Yeah. It's so annoying as well that we couldn't trade ammo to each other or whatever.
Yeah, because you can do that in RE5. You can trade guns even. Like,
Yeah, because,
but yeah, because the inventory system's so shit, like you can fill up with ammo for guns you never use,
yeah,
and then not be able to pick up ammo for the weapons you are using. And you think you're
yeah.
full on ammo because you can't pick it up, and then you go to use it and you've got like 4 bullets left, and you're like,
And
well,
it's
why
like,
can't
come
I pick this
on.
shit up?
Yeah.
It's because your inventory's filled with like 3 stacks of flash grenades that you don't need. I don't like the way they like. Well, I'm guessing it was, they were trying to do like a stylistic choice to separate the different playthroughs, but I hate the way like the UI changes in every single playthrough.
Oh, yeah,
Because for the
it's.
first hour, I was always trying to figure out like, what the fuck is my health?
And
What's the
can,
stamina bar?
and can we talk about the 50 menus?
Oh my god, why is this game have so many goddamn menus?
It's so
There are so
awful.
many menus. Like, if you're in the game now, count through how many it takes to actually get into a game. Because it's like 6, 7, or 8 maybe.
Yeah, it's a lot, because
It's ridiculous how long it takes.
I found it so stupid as well. Like, at the beginning, you've only got the one option, and then you got to play through the prologue, and you can't sort out the volume or anything. You can't sort out any
Yeah.
options until you're in a game. And then after that, you can, but not beforehand, which is annoying. And why do we need that many menus? Who on this planet thinks, I know what would make a game great if I put 10 menus?
Yeah, it's like, why couldn't you just put everything on the same menu?
It's just,
It's
why
like,
is
so you
that
have
so
like the
hard?
start button, and then you have like, I don't even know what that menu is. And then it goes to like campaign mode multiplayer, that's like the actual menu. Why is there like a
Yeah,
sub menu before that? Then you go to campaign, you got to click a character. And then you got to like choose whether you're doing single player or co-op, and then you got to choose the rules,
yeah.
and then you got to
Just
choose offline. It's like,
changing the topic slightly.
mm,
Watching the cutscene, Simmons mentioned that Goo Baby Ada used Jake's blood to make the virus stronger, so that's probably why he was the only one that changed the way he did, because it was a
I guess,
new version,
which
which would
again still makes
explain
no sense.
why Carla wanted Jake, but yeah, it's still a bit like, why would you want to
Like
make him stronger?
him, Wesker's son seems to be completely coincidental to the fact that he has that power.
Yeah,
And they also mentioned that Jake is immune to the virus, but somehow that his blood makes it stronger. Like, that's not how that works.
don't question it. No, it's just, It's annoying because this game could have been good if they tried. It feels like they
Yeah,
didn't try.
if it was literally anything but this,
Like it feels like two things. They either didn't try or they were trying to tell multiple different stories and connect it to seem like it's really cool and smart, but it failed miserably because they didn't have the
they clearly
time,
didn't have
money,
enough time for
whatever.
whatever they were planning to make with this.
Yeah. So it just comes like a sloppy mess.
It just feels rushed and everything is just half baked.
It's like someone trying to, make a jigsaw and it's supposed to be of a horse, but they put in all the wrong pieces and now it just looks like a Picasso face. Like
I think
a
this kind of leads
forgery.
into a discussion of like what happened to Resident Evil like in general. Because as great as RE4 is, I think that was actually the problem with it. Was it gave Capcom the wrong message of people like all the action elements. Let's just keep making it more action.
Yeah,
Because
because
RE5 throughout, but pretty much all of like the puzzles and the survival shit, and then RE6 just did away with it entirely and tried to be like a Michael Bay movie, and no one liked that.
yeah, because it's quite a
That wasn't
jump,
really
isn't
what people
it?
wanted.
Because when you compare like 2 and 6 together, 2
Yeah,
is survival horror at its core.
2 is a completely different game to 6.
Yeah,
Like
but
they're barely even the same
6,
thing anymore.
yeah. If you showed someone who didn't know what Resident Evil was and you showed them like 2 and 6, if you didn't show them like Leon,
Yeah,
they probably think it's like two different games.
I mean that's the thing. Is like I remember getting into a discussion with Dan before because he was like, "I don't like Resident Evil. It's crap." But I finally realised that he had only actually played 5.
That makes sense.
And I was like, well, yeah, you played like one of the worst ones.
Yeah.
You played like the downfall of the series. Like, I
Yeah.
think he assumes like the whole series is like that or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, my very first Resident Evil game was 2.
Yeah.
Which is
What was
why
really
I'm
the first one you
so
played?
much more gung-ho about getting all
Yeah.
the Resident Evil games, because it's
Unfortunately, you've
just
only really
like,
got downhill to go because like RE2
yeah,
Remake's probably one of the best ones.
yeah. I don't know when I'm gonna get 3, because it's so expensive at the moment.
Yeah, oh god, so.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, 3 is already like leaning towards the action side of it.
Yeah, do
Because
you
they
think
added
they'll...
like a dodge button and stuff, and it's a lot more like. Because Resident Evil 3 was supposed to be a spin off game
Was it?
originally. Yeah,
Alright.
it was supposed to just be called Resident Evil Nemesis, I think, but then they just made it the third game. Because I don't think they had a third game or something, I'm not sure what the story is.
Well, that's pretty interesting.
But it has like a lot of action elements in it. It's a lot more fast paced, there's a lot less like puzzle solving, as far as I'm aware. Then RE4 was like basically just a third person shooter.
Yeah.
Pretty much defined like the third person shooter with its camera controls and stuff. Because it finally made shooting work in like a 3D space without tank controls and auto lock. But it like I think it did too successfully because then Capcom was just like, oh, everyone just wants action now.
And then 5 and 6 was made.
Yeah, and then they just ruined everything of what people liked about Resident Evil. And then you get something like RE7, which feels like this weird mashup of like, because it feels like it's trying to run it back, but it doesn't want to completely run it back.
Yeah, and now there's, what, Resident Evil Village? And that
Yeah,
just
whatever
looks
the hell
like it's
that's
coming
gonna be.
away from zombies altogether. Cause I saw werewolves
I
in
don't
that,
like it being in
witches
first
and
person.
whatnot. Yeah.
It sounds like Village is going to be first person as well.
Yeah. I much
I
prefer
want it
third
is,
person
but
games than
yeah.
first person.
I mean, normally I don't mind that much. Like I can take it or leave it depending, but I don't. I just don't think first person suits the series at all.
No, I don't think it does either.
Like Resident Evil has always been very character driven to me. Granted, those characters are almost always shit and like laughably voice acted in the earlier games and poorly
Yeah.
written in the later games. There's like 2 games maybe in the middle where they're like good,
Yeah.
but like they've always had like really strong character designs, which I think is what always made Resident Evil stand out.
Yeah.
But it's like I have no attachment to Ethan Winters because to me he's just a pair of hands.
Yeah, because I don't think you actually see him at all, what he looks like, do
I
you?
don't think you do. Like, I can't think of what he looks like.
No.
Because
And,
I don't think the camera ever lose the first person.
and are they just rebooting the series, or was it like a prequel or something? Because apparently Chris
It
was like
was, I
not
think it was very much
steroid
rebooting
man
it. Yeah,
anymore.
that's what I don't get.
But in Resident Evil Village, he looks like old Chris.
I think they've just changed the design again. I
Yeah,
think
it's really weird.
Village takes place way after RE7. RE7 is definitely a reboot, though. I think.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure it had nothing to do with the original story. Yeah, it's so weird because I think it's like both at the same time. Capcom's always trying to have its cake and eat it with Resident Evil for some reason.
Yeah. They really do, don't they?
It feels like they're always just trying to do what the fans want without really understanding what anyone actually wants.
Yeah.
And I think
Pretty
also the
much.
fan base itself is very divided on what it wants because,
It's kind of like it's like you make a wish from a genie,
yeah,
only they kind of corrupt it somehow because they're evil. And that's pretty much what Capcom is like right now.
yeah. I mean, like, I feel like because like I just wanted to go back to like the RE2 style of like old school survival horror of just exploring and finding keys and stuff,
Yeah, because
limited
that's
resources,
fun.
that sort of thing. Not an action game, but I
Yeah.
imagine there's a bunch of people that jumped on at RE4 onwards that like the action elements for some reason.
Yeah. I guess maybe it reminded them of what COD Zombies, maybe? Or
I
something
don't
like that,
know.
but with a
I mean, honestly,
storyline.
I'd rather play 6 and COD, but
Yeah.
yeah, I think RE4 was just too good for its time,
Yeah.
and it tainted the market. It was like what Halo did to first-person shooters.